Hi everyone and welcome to Selective Prep Power Thinking Skills Test 6. So this video is a weekly video that basically goes through the solutions to a few select questions from your thinking skills paper that you completed this week. Hopefully this will be helpful to you guys. Let's start. First question was assessing the impact of additional evidence. You want to find something that will weaken the conclusion the most. To do that, you want to find the conclusion first. There are keywords here, therefore, okay? Therefore, we should look at implementing more toll roads when possible in order to provide an equitable source of funding for roads. So the passage basically argues that more toll roads, we should be putting them in because it is a good source, okay, for funding, for money, for roads. What will weaken this argument? C. Even if people do not directly use a service, they can still benefit, for example, through less crowded public transport. So basically, this kind of argues against this point here, while only needing to charge those people who benefit from these works the most, okay? And that's talking about toll roads and how they are actually better because we're charging people who use them. But there is a directly contradicting piece of evidence that benefits are felt by people who don't use roads, okay, or toll roads in general. So that's why C is the best answer. It weakens the conclusion by providing a counter, a piece of evidence. Number 2, so we have 30 balls. Okay, we want to hit a target. For every hit, okay, we get 3 points. For every miss, we have to minus 2 points. Okay, we know 30 altogether. Nick receives a total of 35 points. How many throws did he miss? Okay, that is the question. How many throws did he miss? Okay, so first of all, to get to 35 points in that ballpark, okay, no pun intended, you need to think about how many he needs to get at least, okay? So how do I get from 3 to 35? How many lots of 3s go to 35? Well, you can think about 36, okay? 36 is 12, okay? If I have 12 times 3, I get 36. If I have 12 from 30, that leaves 18. Right? 18 times 2 would be 36. So actually I'll be left with 0 points, and that is far from what we want. So what I realized is from guess and checking that I'll need a lot more points, okay? A lot more of our 30 balls to be in than out to receive a score of 35. I have the answer here, so I'm going to go straight to it. For you, you can just guess and check. Just keep going up incrementally to find the answer. 19 times 3. 19 times 3 is 57, and I'm minusing from 19. I have 90 balls already, so that means 11 of them would be missed ones, okay? So you minus 22. 57 minus 22, if you do that, you get 35 points, which is exactly what we want. And if you add up these two, you can see that it is 30 balls. How many did he miss? We're looking at this one here, so answer is A. Okay, number 3. Let's read through this paragraph. So during a school lockdown, it is known that bells warn of an intruder. In this situation, intruder is someone who is not granted permission to enter the school. If a person is escorted by a member of staff or is wearing a name tag, so the person is wearing the name tag, then they are granted permission. A member of staff must wear a name tag. Okay, so Lucy says, I see someone who is not wearing a name tag walk into our school. Since the bells are not ringing, the person is not an intruder. Remember that bells will always warn of an intruder. Okay, if there's any sort of intruder there, no matter what reason, the bells will ring. So this is correct because if someone is not wearing a name tag and walks into our school, there could be an intruder and there might not also be. But because the bells are not ringing, we know that there is no intruder inside. Lucy is correct. Timothy says, this man is being escorted by someone who is wearing a name tag. Since the bells are ringing, the intruder must be somebody else. Now, this is incorrect. Just because somebody is wearing a name tag does not mean that they're a member of staff. Members of staff need to wear a name tag, but how do you know that this person who has a name tag must be a member of staff? We don't. So just because this man is being escorted does not mean that he is not an intruder, because the escort doesn't have the proper conditions that we have highlighted above. So Timothy is incorrect. So whose reasoning is correct? The answer is D, Lucy. For some more detail, you can always refer to this on the side. Number 4, so again, finding the main conclusion. The conclusion is that we need to always follow safety instructions and put on our mask before helping others. And why is that? Because at the altitudes that we fly in today, you may pass out by the time it takes to help others. So finding some supportive evidence of that to strengthen the conclusion, the answer is B. At standing cruising altitude for modern day aircraft, so we're linking straight to the commercial airliners and the altitude here. Okay, the links, around 10 seconds of consciousness can be sustained, so that is not a long time. And you can see that in the amount of time that it takes to help others, you may pass out, which is the consciousness bit. There are 4 clear links between this and the main ideas that we highlighted in our text, so B is a very good strengthener of the conclusion. Again, read through the solutions if you'd like by pausing the video. Okay, number 5. So in a school, students are asked whether they've been to certain countries. 15 said that they have been to New Zealand, and 12 say that they have been to Fiji. Now Mark says, there could not have been 27 students in this class exactly, as some people will have not gone to either country. Now is Mark correct or false? He is incorrect, okay? Because there is no given information about people who have gone to neither country. There is nothing here. There could definitely have been 27 students if exactly 15 went to New Zealand and exactly 12 went to Fiji, just like that, an even split, okay? Not even, but a clear split. So Mark is incorrect. There could be 27. Henry says there must be at least 27 students in the class because 15 been to New Zealand plus 12 have been to Fiji. This is incorrect because some people could have been to both. It is a Venn diagram, okay? There are 27 in all 3 circles, but remember this is a shared bit of Fiji and New Zealand. Some people may be here, so there may be less than 27 students. What we call these are non-mutually exclusive events. Just because you do one thing doesn't mean you can't do the other. Who is correct? The answer is D, neither. Okay, number 6. For these kind of questions where you allocate different amounts of things to people, you want to start with what you know, okay? We don't want the comparisons yet. We want what we know. We know that Simon gets 12 jelly beans, so Simon will get 12. Talia is 2 less than Toby. Ethan has 4 less than Toby. So if Toby is here, okay, Toby, then Talia is minus 2, and let's actually write them higher up. So Toby, Talia, this is minus 2, and to Ethan, it's minus 4. Joshua has less jelly beans than Talia and has more jelly beans than Simon. So I don't know where Josh sits. Josh might be here, he might be here, but he definitely has more than Simon. So Simon, who has 12, will be above and below Joshua. So by using that diagram, let's see which one is definitely true. Everyone has more than 12 jelly beans. So we don't actually know that. We know from our diagram, it looks like that it looks like that Simon is at last, but remember Ethan is also flexible. Ethan may actually go below Simon as well, okay? We don't know for sure. So A is out. B, Joshua has less jelly beans than Ethan. with our arrows, you can see that we don't know. He might have more, he might have less, so B is out. C, Ethan has less jelly beans than Talia. Now that is decided definitely because Talia is 2 minus Toby and Ethan is 4 minus of Toby. So C is the answer. Ethan has more jelly beans than Joshua. Again, with our arrows, we don't know. Okay, so C is the best one. Right, number 7. So we have apples and mangoes. We know that each box is $45 for apples, and the cost of a mango box is 1.5 times of that. 45 times 1.5. Easy way to do it, 1.5 is 1 whole and an extra half. So you have 45 plus a half of 45 is 22.5, and that gives you $67.5. Okay, for the mango box. For every 4 boxes of apples sold, 3 boxes of mangoes were also sold. So every 4 of apples, we have 3 of mangoes. So actually 4 boxes of apples would be 4 times 45, which is how much? 180. Okay, and 3 mangoes is 3 mangoes boxes times each box, which is 202.5. So this set, remember, it always happens together. For every 4, there's 3 mango boxes. So we add it together, and 4 apple boxes and 3 mango boxes will give you a total of 382.50. Okay? So now what we do is divide. 1147.50 divided by 382.50. Because the decimals are the same, there's 2 of them, the 2 decimal points, you can ignore them fully and just work with the numbers. But you should get 3 wholes. Okay, you can see 380, if you times it by 3, you'll get something around 1,200. Okay, so you'd get 3 wholes. How many boxes of mangoes did Hazel sell? What the 3 wholes means is 3 sets of the 4 apple, 3 mango combination. So how many boxes of mangoes? You have to multiply by 3 for each set. Okay, 3 times 3, which is 9, or D. Okay, so question 8, working backwards. We have a monthly salary. She spends 1/8 on groceries. So we spend 1/8 on groceries, a quarter of it on eating out, and saves $145. What is her annual salary? So this is monthly. Let's see what this shaded part is worth in fraction. To do that, we have to make the denominators the same. Okay, so change it to 8 to get 2/8. 1/8 plus 2/8 is 3/8. So this is 3/8. So the remaining must be 5/8. So 5/8 of her monthly salary is the same as $145. Okay, we want to get to the whole monthly salary, i.e. 8 out of 8. So let's get to 1 out of 8. What do? We divide it by 5, right? There's 5 parts, we only want 1. Divide this by 5, and you get $29. $29 is 1/8, so 8 out of 8, i.e. the monthly. Okay, the monthly must be 29 times 8, which is 232. So every month you get $232. You have to times that by 12 for the annual salary every year, and you should get $2,784, which is option C. And lucky last question, assessing the impact of additional evidence. Which of the following, if true, weakens the conclusion? The conclusion is by looking at city latitude alone, we should be able to predict a city's climate. Okay, we're talking about only latitude. So what is a contradicting bit of evidence? C. Kathmandu and Cairo, 2 cities with very similar latitudes, have very different temperatures throughout the year. So we cannot predict climate from latitude alone. Okay, it is a counterexample to the main argument. so it is the best one that weakens the conclusion. Okay, key points from this test. For assessing impact questions, okay, additional evidence. Ensure you are highlighting the main conclusion and making clear links to specific parts of the main argument, okay, with your answer options. Another thing, let's go back and check what we did so far. Okay, yep. So I want you to also, for decision-making questions, okay, or like ordering or allocating things to people, remember those questions, the jelly bean question, okay, try and use a diagram to illustrate the gaps between people. Okay, so whatever it might be height, it might be jelly beans, it might be number of dogs, whatever it may be. And also try to label your work as you go. So with the proper names, okay? But you can also abbreviate in an appropriate manner. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I will see you in the next video.